Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going for my Week 3 NFL predictions for the 2022 NFL season. The first 2 weeks of this season have been crazy. A lot of upsets, a lot of people not doing very well in their pick'em leagues. I personally have not done a whole great job so far, but this is definitely a very exciting season, and I'm excited to get into the rest of it. First off, we have Thursday Night Football. We have the Steelers and the Browns. I have the Steelers winning this game 20-13. The Browns really haven't impressed me so far. They looked okay in the game against the Panthers Week 1, but the Panthers look like one of the worst teams in the league. The Steelers, although they did lose to the Patriots this past week without TJ, and they still don't have TJ, I still think that the Steelers have a better overall team. I think that their defense is going to win them the game in a very low-scoring 20-13 game. I have a lot of low-scoring games this week. I have except for the Dolphins-Bills. I have the Dolphins beating the Bills 38-36. I think that Miami's team looked phenomenal after the Ravens game. The Bills do have a much better and more complete defense than the Ravens do, so I do think that the Bills have a much better chance of winning than Baltimore did. But coming off of that high, I think that it would be really interesting to see Miami go 3-0, especially beating Buffalo, who a lot of people think is the best team in the league. Next, we have Ravens-Patriots. I have the Ravens beating the Patriots 24-20. I'll be going to the game, so hopefully I'm wrong, but I think that it's very hard to predict a win for the Patriots against the Ravens next week, even though both teams are 1-1. The Ravens lost to Miami. The Patriots also lost to Miami, so technically, yeah, we've both lost to Miami. And the Patriots did beat a better opponent than the Ravens did. The Ravens beat the Jets. But the Ravens' offense has looked a lot more complete, even though the Patriots' defense has looked more complete. So, Vikings-Lions. We have the Vikings beating the Lions 43-41. I'm a big Amon-Ra St. Brown fan. I have him in all three of my fantasy leagues. I think the Lions have an amazing team, but I think that the Vikings just have that much more going for them. Again, that's going to be another great game, but that's going to be one to watch. That's going to be the game of the week, in my opinion. Bengals-Jets. I have the Bengals beating the Jets 27-24. The Bengals have looked horrendously bad, and the Jets won last week against the Browns. I think that the Jets will bring that momentum into this week, but the Bengals will ultimately get their first win of the season. I have the Bears beating the Texans 23-14. The Texans have not looked great. They tied the Colts, but the Colts lost in Week 2 in pretty pathetic fashion. The Bears looked pretty bad in Week 2, but they did win their Week 1 matchup against the 49ers, which is a pretty impressive win. So I think the Bears have the advantage going into Week 3 against the Texans. I have the Saints beating the Panthers 20-17. I think this will be another defensive battle in the NFC South. The Saints-Falcons game was a little bit higher scoring, but I think that this will be another strong defensive performance by both teams, and I think that Baker Mayfield's going to buckle under the pressure on his way to a comeback. Eagles versus Washington. I have the Eagles winning 30-23. I would have this be a higher scoring blowout for the Eagles, but Washington's offense has looked pretty impressive. Carson Wentz has actually been able to move the ball a lot better than I thought he was going to. Washington is 0-2, but I think that the Eagles will be able to win, but I think that Washington will make it a close game. Titans-Raiders. I have the Titans beating the Raiders 24-23. I really don't know what to think about either of these teams as I'm making these predictions before the Titans have played the Bills. If the Titans lose, I'll probably still predict them to beat the Raiders. The Raiders are 0-2. Tennessee's 0-1. The Raiders lost to the Cardinals, so neither of these teams have looked very strong so far this season. And even with a loss to Buffalo, I don't see that my prediction changing a whole lot. Tennessee just had a bad week 1. The Raiders have had 2 bad weeks in a row. As for Chiefs-Colts, I have the Chiefs winning 34-24. I think the Colts are going to have a slightly less dismal performance this week, but it's still not going to be fantastic. 425, we got Chargers-Jaguars, we got Bucks-Packers, we got Rams-Cardinals, and we got Seahawks-Falcons. I have the Chargers beating the Jaguars 33-24. I think the Jaguars will put up a fight. They put up a lot of points last week. I think they'll put up a lot of points next week, but I think the Chargers defense is going to ultimately hold them less to the number that their offense scores. I have the Packers and Buccaneers both finally figuring out their offenses in Week 4. Although the Packers did play well last night on offense, it was against the Bears. And Tampa really hasn't figured out their offense and getting into their end zone yet. So I think both of these teams are going to figure out how to get into the end zone for the first time this season against a decent defense. They're going to do it against each other, and it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I have Rams-Cardinals, also pretty high-scoring, 34-30. Rams-Cardinals is always one to watch. I do have the Rams winning, although I do think that the Cardinals have a chance. Their offense looked okay against the Raiders, but their defense really didn't look that impressive. The Rams also haven't beaten anyone impressive yet. They lost to Buffalo week 1, and then they won last week in a very unimpressive victory over I believe the Falcons. But, yeah. I think this will be a pretty close. I don't really know what to think about either of these teams right now, but I have to give the Rams the advantage because they're the defending champions. I have the Seahawks beating the Falcons 20-19. There's not much to be said here other than the Falcons can't win a game. So basically, Matt Ryan's gone. I think that how this game's going to end is the Seahawks. Last year, I predicted that the Falcons were going to be up by 20 points in a game and lose, and I was correct. This year, I'm predicting that the Falcons are going to be winning 19-7. The Seahawks are going to. The Falcons are going to be winning. They're going to be winning 12-0, and then the Seahawks are going to go up 20-12, and then the 13, and then the Falcons are going to miss an extra point for the game to lose 20-19 from the missed extra point. That's my prediction. Sunday Night Football, we had the 49ers beating the Broncos 17-15. This is kind of more of a joke than a serious prediction score, but I think the Broncos are going to get 5 field goals because they can't get the ball into the end zone, and I think that the 49ers are going to win because Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback. Do I think that do I know which one of these teams is better right now? I have absolutely no idea. Jimmy Garoppolo's on the 49ers. He wins games. The Broncos can't get into the end zone. I think they'll kick 5 field goals. I think the Broncos could have triple the yards of the 49ers, and the 49ers will still win this game. Finally, on Monday Night Football, Cowboys-Giants. Actually, a surprisingly interesting game because the Giants are going into this game 2-0, and Dallas is going into this game 1-1 with the surprising win with Cooper Rush, not with Dak Prescott. I have the Cowboys winning this game to tie the Giants 2-1 so far this season. In a 27-22 game, I think that Cooper Rush will bring it on, and I think that the Giants' offense or their defense will finally buckle after a good performance the first couple of weeks. So those are my predictions for the Week 3 of the 2022-2023 NFL season. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm always open to new ideas. Figured out what the issue was for the sound. It was my roommate's fan. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.